Next up, it's Lancaster Catholic taking on Redland. Brace yourself for an action-packed match here on WGAL 8 Brainbusters.
From Studio B, this is WGAL 8 Brainbusters. Now, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to WGAL 8 Brainbusters. It's been an exciting season so far, with students continuing to impress us week after week by showcasing their knowledge and skills. Now, today's match is bound to keep us right on our feet and on our toes as we welcome back two excellent teams from round one, Lancaster Catholic and Redland High School. But before we dive into the competition, let's take a moment to meet these fantastic teams. So first, from Lancaster Catholic, it's a pleasure to welcome Sam. He's a junior. Captain Finn, and finally, and Finn is a senior, and Ben is a senior, and in between Finn and Ben, we have Angelo. He's today's alternate, and he is a junior, and next to Ben is Mrs. Patricia D'Elia. She teaches calculus and geometry, but today Mr. Ray Correll, the other coach, was unable to be here today. He teaches environmental science and biology, so welcome to the Lancaster Catholic High School team. And now let's go over to Redland, and we'll say hello to Zach. He is a sophomore. The captain is Drew. He is a senior. LJ is a senior, and between Drew and LJ, we have a new alternate today making his debut, and that's Tyler. That's a junior. And next to LJ, we have Mr. Jason Jones. He is a science teacher, specifically biology at Redland High School. So welcome to the Redland High School Brainbusters team. Boy, it's so great to see familiar faces. We have a lot of work cut out for us, so let's get started now with today's opening round. 10-point questions, of course, a little easier. Get us started off our feet here. This legend announced his retirement this year after having won his 22 Grand Slam titles, a record 14 French Open championships. Zach?
Federer?
Not he. No, I'm going to complete the question for Lancaster. Ben?
Nadal?
Rafael Nadal is the one winning 81 consecutive matches on clay courts. The king of clay is Rafael Nadal for 10 points. Antonyms are words that are opposite in meaning. What's the antonym of antonym? LJ?
Synonym?
Synonym is correct for 10 points. On October 15th, 2024, Google released its number 15th, its latest major version of their operating system. Finn?
Windows?
No, sorry. Used by millions of smartphones worldwide. What is this operating system? Drew?
Android.
Android is the correct answer. She left Southampton, England for New York on April 10th, 1912, trying to set a transatlantic speed record on her maiden voyage. She never made it. Zach?
Earhart?
Oh, no, sorry. What was this great ship?
The Titanic.
The Titanic left April 10th, 1912. He's the faithful squire who rides beside Don Quixote. Who is the sidekick? Oh, the sidekick is Sancho Panza. It states that the acceleration of a mass is directly proportional to the force and inversely proportional to the mass. LJ?
Newton's second law?
Newton's second law is F equals ma, yes. Because he could stop the bleeding of Alexei, the son of Nicholas and Alexandra, this mystic and faith healer. Zach?
Rasputin?
Rasputin, yes, had tremendous influence over them. The priest, of course, was Grigory Rasputin. Slightly smaller than a trumpet, but without keys or valve. This brass instrument is mostly used for hunting calls. Zach, again?
Bugle?
A bugle, and for military signals. You are correct again. George Washington Carver, Mark Twain, and Harry Truman were all born in this state. What is Zach?
Alabama?
Oh, no, sorry. What is the Show Me State, Lancaster Catholic? Finn?
North Carolina?
Oh, no, sorry. It's Missouri is the Show Me State. From 1831 to 1836, he was the ship's naturalist aboard Her Majesty's ship Beagle. Zach?
Darwin?
Charles Darwin was the young scientist, yes. Because couples danced face to face with arms wrapped around one another, this dance was denounced as immodest and immoral. Finn?
Hoedown?
No, sorry. In the early 19th century, Redland, what was this scandalous dance in three-quarter time to songs like Moon River? Drew?
waltz?
A waltz is correct. When S.P. Sorensen developed a scale for measuring the acidity of solutions, he called it the hydrogen ion exponent. What two-letter term?
The pH scale?
The pH is correct. Shakespeare's plays are traditionally divided into histories, comedies, and tragedies. Which did he write the most of? Histories, comedies, or Finn again?
Histories?
No, sorry, incorrect. LJ?
Tragedies?
No, sorry. The correct answer is comedies. His treasures survived 33 centuries underground before they were discovered by Howard Carter. Drew?
King Tut?
King Tut in 1922. The pharaoh of the 18th century was King Tut. It's the only number whose name has the same number of letters as the number itself. LJ?
4.
4 is the integer. Yes, Santiago had gone 84 days without catching a fish. Then he hooks the largest marlin he has ever seen, fights it for 3 days, but returns it with only the skeleton fin.
The Old Man and the Sea?
That's the novel by Ernest Hemingway. Good for you. His administration was one of the most corrupt in history and one of the shortest. What president died in 1923 after serving? Drew?
Harding?
Warren G. Harding, after serving just 2 years and 151 days in office. Its lowest point, only 16 meters below sea level, is Lake Assal in Djibouti. What continent is it? Zach?
Africa?
Africa, of course. It refers to organisms which need oxygen to live and also to exercise, like jogging and calisthenics that increase. Zach?
Aerobic?
Aerobic, that increase oxygen circulation. The word, of course, is aerobic. Element 101 is named for the chemist who created the periodic table. Zach?
Mendeleev?
I can't accept that. I'm sorry. Name the scientist and add IUM. Oh, the element is Mendelevian. Sorry, Zach, I could not accept that answer. In the 1950s, this country embarked on an ambitious plan of modernization called the Great Leap Forward.
China?
China is the Asian country, yes. And with that correct answer, that sound takes us to the end of the round and to our first break. Oh, it gives us all a chance to catch our breath. We've only just begun, and we have a lot more competition, including the one-on-one rapid fire and 60-second team lightning round. So stay where you are, because WGAL 8 Brainbusters continues after this.
WGAL 8 Brainbusters will return after this. The final 4 teams in the WGAL 8 Brainbusters tournament will win cash grants. The 3rd and 4th place teams will receive $1,000 each. The 2nd place team will receive $3,000. And the WGAL 8 Brainbusters champions will receive $5,000 in grant money. Now, back to your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to WGAL 8 Brainbusters with Lancaster Catholic and Redland. So now, after an exciting first round, Lancaster Catholic has their work cut out for them because they're trailing by a bit to Redland's scoring, but everything can change now as we head into today's one-on-one rapid fire. Gives us a chance to say hello to our players, maybe learn a little bit about them, and see how they do individually. So let's first say hello to Sam from Lancaster Catholic. It's nice to have you here. So Sam, what do you do for fun outside of school, and well, why is it important to you?
So I play the piano and the saxophone, and my main instrument is the saxophone, which I play in a lot of bands, orchestras, and ensembles throughout the school. And I like playing it because it connects me to a lot of really interesting and talented people, and I have a lot of fun.
Well, I believe it. It's fantastic to see young people like yourself engaging in activities that contribute to your personal growth. And now, Zach, what about you? What do you do for fun outside of school, and why is it important to you?
So, like Sam, I'm very involved in music. I find that to be a very important part of life. But instead of playing music per se, I enjoy music composition, making music, and that's something that I've recently been picking up, and I find it valuable to understand music and know how it works.
Wow, that's wonderful. I mean, it's great that you found an activity that's meaningful to you. So, Zach and Sam, let's hope that these 3 questions are meaningful to you as we put you to one-on-one. Presidential pardons, well, they've been in the news recently. Gerald Ford granted a pardon to former President Richard Nixon. What president granted amnesty to those who avoided the draft in the Vietnam War? Ooh, and that occurred by Jimmy Carter. those that violated the Selected Service Act. Jimmy Carter is the correct answer. Those new $20 bills you may be carrying around are made by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, a branch of this cabinet department. Which department's that?
Legislature?
No, not the legislature. Sorry. Sam, do you have an Sam?
Department of the Interior?
Oh, no, sorry, you're both incorrect. It's the Treasury Department. And finally, it's that block of light or flashing line on your computer screen that indicates where typing your text will be inserted. What is that light called, Sam?
A cursor?
It is called the cursor, yes, for 10 points. Okay, 60 to 120. Now let's meet our two captains. So first, it's a pleasure to welcome back Finn, the captain from Lancaster Catholic. Thanks for coming back here, and hope you're having as much fun as we are playing with you guys. So the question for you is what do you do for fun outside of school, and why is it important to you?
Well, like the two contestants before me, I like to dabble in a little music myself, and I've amassed somewhat of a collection of analog music equipment, thanks to my parents indulging my artistic abilities. And I just recently learned I could plug in my guitar pedals to my synthesizer, so I've been messing around with that a little bit.
Well, it's wonderful that you have a passion for music and that you found something that's really important that you really enjoy. Drew, what about you? What do you do for fun outside of school?
Well, I will keep the streak going. I also am involved in music a lot. I will say that the biggest thing for me is a lot of marching band and indoor percussion, playing snare drum, playing a lot of music, working really hard, being with a lot of fun people and moving around a lot. And I've also enjoyed being able to teach music to younger students, and that's been really rewarding. It's a fun experiment to see what works and how to get things to sound really good.
Well, all of that sounds so enriching, and I'm sure Redland High School appreciates the fact that you share your talent. Well, share your talents, Finn and Drew, as we put you two one-on-one. In the United States, there are only two spiders whose bites are poisonous. One is the black widow. What's the other, Finn?
Brown recluse.
The brown recluse is correct. They go to work every year on the first Monday in October. What is this judicial body? Finn again.
The Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court, you're correct again. And finally, European literature includes a lot of countries. For example, the nationality of the author of Don Quixote is... Drew?
Spanish?
Sorry, that's incorrect. I'm going to complete the question for Lancaster Catholic for Finn. The author of Don Quixote is Spanish. What was the nationality of Henrik Ibsen, the author of A Dow's House and Hedda Gabler? Finn?
English.
No, sorry, it was Norwegian. Drew, I'm sorry, anticipation did not work in your favor for that question. And now let's meet our third players in today's competition. So Ben, welcome back to Brainbusters. Tell us about you. What do you do outside of school, and why is it important to you?
One of my most favorite hobbies is playing tennis. I play for my school. I see it's just a great time to connect with friends and then also meet new people through different leagues I play in.
Well, I appreciate you explaining why it is important to you. There's no doubt about that it does connect you to people and friends of all kinds. And LJ, what about you? What do you do for your interest outside of school?
Very similar to tennis, my friends and I enjoy playing pickleball whenever the weather is warmer. And we actually enjoy it so much that we founded the Pickleball Club at Redland High School. And that club is just a really fun way to meet new people that have similar interests to us.
Well, that's wonderful, and you were innovative and doing an activity that's really meaningful to you. Ben and LJ, pick up your signaling buttons, and let's see how well you do with these three questions. Snakes, frogs, fish, and birds can all be made using the techniques of origami. What material is used in the ancient Japanese art, LJ?
Paper.
Paper is, yes. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. What is equal to mass times velocity? Ben?
Momentum.
Momentum is correct. And finally, Catherine, Anne, Jane, Anne, Catherine, and Catherine. Who were they? Back to English history, and you'll know that these were the 6 wives of Henry VIII. Okay, scores of 90 to 130. Redland is holding on to their lead, but let's see what happens as we pick up the pace and see how our teams do collaboratively with today's 60-second team lightning round. So Finn, your team is behind at this point, so you have the luxury of selecting first among these 3 quizzes. We have Round and Round, 2 C's, and Yellow Science.
We're going to go with 2 C's.
2 C's. Here's a quiz in which all of the answers are 2 words, and both words begin with the letter C. So for 10 completely crazy points, identify these people, places, and things. Finn, I take your answers, the team's answers. Sam and Ben are ready to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. And here we go. This board game is not a variation of checkers and didn't originate in China.
Chess.
Chinese checkers. Plastic payment option offered by Visa Discover.
Credit card.
Credit card is correct. The governing body of the United States during the American Revolution.
Continental Congress.
Correct. Running or skiing competition over open terrain.
Cross country.
Correct. Chemical compound with the formula CaCO3. Calcium carbonate. The space shuttles were launched from this Florida
Cape
Air Force
Canaveral.
Base. Cape Canaveral, yes. The cable network is home to The Daily Show in South Park.
Comedy Central.
That's correct. Sweet morsels used in cookies, ice cream, and pancakes.
Candy canes.
Chocolate chips. This baseball team finally won the World Series in 2016.
Chicago Cubs.
Correct. What the CC stands for when sending an email.
Pass.
Carbon copy. Kurt Vonnegut's novel in which Ice 9 freezes the entire world.
Pass.
Cat's Cradle, the display of a TV show's text for the hearing impaired.
Closed captioning.
Correct. The French Open is the only tennis Grand Slam event played on this.
Clay court.
Clay court is correct. Best friend of Homer and Lenny on The Simpsons.
Pass.
Carl Carlson, a Chinese detective created by Earl Durr Biggers, and that was Charlie Chan. So we had 8 correct, so 80 points came your way. Some excellent teamwork was demonstrated there. Drew, we have yellow science and round left for you.
We'll do round and round.
Round and round. Okay, here's a round of questions that will give you a chance to get round. So for 10 points each, identify these round things. Drew, I take your answers, the team's answers. Zach and LJ are ready to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. A song sung in parts with each part.
Round.
A round is correct. This country's flag has only one round red circle on it.
Japan.
Correct. There and back again, especially by plane or automobile.
Round trip.
Round trip, yes, you can draw a perfectly round circle with this geometry tool.
Compass.
Compass.
Compass is correct. The round cap worn by Jewish men and women and boys.
Yarmulke.
Yarmulke is correct. In Camelot, it had 150 seats.
Round table.
Round table is correct. One of these round flying discs has been thrown more than 863 feet. Frisbee is correct. It's a tournament in which every team player plays every
Round
other.
robin.
Round robin is correct. It's a circular building for housing and switching locomotives.
Pass.
It's a roundhouse. Circle the cattle and drive them to market.
Pass.
That's a roundup. Working or rocking 24 hours a day.
Pass.
Around the clock, a nickname for a member of the parliamentary party during the English Civil War.
Roundhead.
That is correct. It's a hamburger made with meat from the beef thigh.
Pass.
Ground round, a biologist would call it nematode.
Pass.
A round worm, Latin word meaning around, as in he was around 1660.
Circa.
Circa is correct. Well done. That was 10 correct, so 100 points came your way. 170 to 30. Redland is holding on to their lead, but we still have a lot more game coming up, including today's bonus Brainbuster. So during our break, our teams will wager 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of world wars. So we'll have the bonus Brainbuster and, of course, the all-important Final Frenzy when WGAL 8 Brainbusters continues after this brief break.
Watch all this season's episodes of WGAL 8 Brainbusters anytime on WGAL.com. Our online home also includes our tournament schedule and a chance to learn more about the show and host Rich Rosen. Scan the QR code with your phone or go to WGAL.com and click on Brainbusters.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Studio B in our match between Lancaster Catholic and Redland High School. Now, Redland does have a lead, and they've been holding on to their lead, but we still have a lot more game left, including today's bonus Brainbuster. Now, during our break, our teams wagered 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of world wars. So we're going to head into the News 8 newsroom with Lori Burkholter. She has today's question. Lori.
Thanks, Rich. Now, here's your bonus Brainbuster. This battle, fought in 1942 to 1943, marked a turning point in the Eastern Front of World War II, resulting in a significant defeat for the German army. What is the name of this battle? Again, this battle, fought in 1942 to 1943, marked a turning point in the Eastern Front of World War II, resulting in a significant defeat for the German army. What is the name of this battle? Good luck with your answer. Now back to you in Studio B. Rich?
Hey, thank you. I have a feeling this question might have been easier than I thought because both teams were eager to write their answer down. All right, Finn, do you know about this turning point in World War II was the Battle of Stalingrad. It definitely was, where Soviet forces defeated Nazi Germany in that brutal, costly, urban conflict. Drew, what about you? Did you come up with the Battle of Stalingrad? You did. Good for you, both of you. World history teachers around are really pleased with this performance. 195 to 255. We're looking for a winner. Who will it be? Well, we're going to start finding out right now, because here is today's final frenzy. This time it's 20-point questions. It's still anybody's game. This word refers to the process that keeps the cream and milk from separating before you drink it. What's the word, Zach?
Pasteurization.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. A Lancaster Catholic, do you know? We stumped you on homogenization from 1272 to 1377, 1461 to 1483, 1547 to 1553, and from 1901 to 1910, the kings of England had only one name. What was it, Drew?
Edward.
It was definitely Edward. The southern part of this country is a great desert called the Empty Quarter. What Arab country is it? Drew again.
Saudi Arabia.
Correct again. After being defeated at the Battle of Narva in 1700, he reformed the army, created a navy, and transformed Russia into an imperial power.
Peter the Great.
Peter the Great dominated Eastern Europe. Good for you, Finn. It flows through or along the borders of Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, and Cambodia before it enters the South China Sea. What great river, Finn, again?
The Mekong River.
The Mekong River, correct again. It would take an infinite number of digits to write out this kind of number in full. LJ.
Irrational.
An irrational number such as pi or primes or e. The sun is 93 million miles away, but only minutes away at the speed of light. Finn.
No, that's okay.
Oh, sorry. Redland, to the nearest minute, how long does light from the sun take to reach the Earth? And that's Zach.
8 minutes.
8 minutes, actually 8 1/3 minutes to be exact. Edgar is the favorite son of the Earl of Gloucester, but Edmund is a toad spotter trader. In which Shakespearean play? Finn.
Edward III.
Not correct, sorry. Any idea, Redland? We stumped you on King Lear. In 1825, the Marquis de Lafayette made a triumphant tour of the United States, which ended with a farewell meeting with this president. Which president? Finn?
Andrew Jackson.
No, not he, sorry. Which president did Lafayette meet, Drew?
John Quincy Adams.
He's the one, yes. It's a stable hexagonal ring of 6 carbon atoms, each bonded to a hydrogen atom. Think of it as, Ben.
Benzene.
Benzene is a snake swallowing its own tail. You are correct. Formed by the consolidation of mud or clay, it splits easily into thin layers. What is the sedimentary rock where oil is often found? Drew.
Limestone.
Nope, sorry. Incorrect. Good guess, though. Sorry. Any idea, Lancaster Catholic? No, we stumped you on shale. In 1963, painting Wham, done in comic book style, is representative of the pop art movement. Who is the artist? Drew.
Warhol.
Not he. No, sorry. Lancaster Catholic. We stumped you on Roy Lichtenstein. A Parisian would call it the Rive Gauche. How would an American tourist translate it? Finn.
The Sign.
No, sorry, incorrect. Redland? It's called the left bank of the Seine River. Low pressure, light winds, and thunderstorms are the kinds of weather you get in these calm latitudes. We're going for doldrums. That sound takes us to the end of the round. And to the end of the game. What a fantastic performance by both teams, but Redland is victorious, and they will return for round 3. But we hope to have the pleasure of your company in just a few short minutes after this break.
Scorekeeping for WGAL8 Brainbusters, presented by Jennings College Consulting, where students discover the right college fit for the future. We'll return after this. Welcome back to WGAL8 Brainbusters, the Susquehanna Valley's longest-running high school quiz show. Once again, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, hello, everybody, and thanks so much for staying with us. Today's match truly highlighted the incredible power of knowledge and teamwork. Congratulations to Redland on their victory, and a big thank you for Lancaster Catholic for making this competition one to remember. Now, Redland will advance to round 3, so we're going to see them again, and they're going to be having an opportunity to demonstrate their passion for learning and dedication to the art of Quiz Bowl. So you don't want to miss our next exciting matchup when Northeastern and Elizabethtown face off right here at Studio B. Thank you for letting us into your homes. We truly appreciate it. I'm Rich Rosen, always believing in the limitless potential of every young mind. Remember, keep challenging yourself because learning never stops. Until next time, so long, everybody. Thank you, sir.